Welcome to the Devil's Digest postgame show following Arizona State's 76-61 loss here at Desert Financial Arena this afternoon against number 3 Iowa State. ASU now moves to 11-8 on the season and 2-6 in Big 12 play. As always, my name's Justin Lester-Tosa. That's Ryan Myers. And Ryan, this is a game that featured Josan Sannon back in the lineup for Arizona State. And ASU had a 9-man rotation in this one, which is bigger than they've had in the past couple games with some injuries in and out of the lineup. And they led after the first half and competed with Iowa State till the final minutes of this game, but unfortunately for ASU, some costly turnovers down the stretch, it wasn't enough.
Yeah, Justin, the first 35 minutes of the game for ASU was great. They were in the game. It was tied 56-56. As we saw a back-and-forth contest, ASU led at halftime by 7 points, 40-33, over the number 3 team in the country, Justin. And we saw a game that had a lot of good shot-making from ASU players, the likes of Adam Miller, B.J. Freeman as well, and good guard play from Alston Mason, the return of Josan Sannon, who finished the game with 8 points, 3 of 6 shooting from the field. He did have 5 personal fouls, but looking good in his first game back after a low stretch of missing games. He only played in 1 of ASU's previous 6 games due to a mild ankle sprain he suffered on New Year's Eve against BYU. And it's a contest, Justin, where a lot of the flow was really shaped by the turnovers late in the stretch. We saw that Iowa State went on a 20-5 run to end the game over the last 5 minutes and 54 seconds. ASU had 4 turnovers in that span, and Bashir Jihad alone, a player who's a senior, a veteran on this team, had 6 turnovers himself. A really tough game for the Sun Devils in that regard, and another game that they dropped to a very, very good competition.
Yeah, again, 9-man rotation for ASU in this one, and it proved to work at points and guys getting more rest. But unfortunately, Sannon and Jaden Quainons both fouled out in this game. But holistically, with ASU having a deeper rotation in this one, what did you see on both ends of the floor that you kind of like?
Their intensity was really high for a lot of the game, and that resulted in a lot of fouls, a lot of free throws. ASU had its worst free throw disparity game they've had all season. Iowa State shot 12 more free throws despite being at home here at DFA. They didn't have a lot of free throws comparably to the opponent. We saw guys get up each other's faces. We saw a couple technical fouls, a flagrant called against Sannon as well, making for a really fun, edgy contest. I think a lot of that was a part of the fans as well, Justin. So many people in this game. It was the highest attended game that ASU's had at DFA all season long, and a lot of them being Iowa State fans as well, traveling very well from Ames here to Desert Financial Arena in Tempe, and that led to hasty environment for both sides. We saw a lot with the Big 12 championship football trophy that ASU beat Iowa State in December, just kind of playing all to life here today in this basketball game. And that made for a fun contest and good intensity, but again, lots of fouls from Arizona State, and that led to also turnovers on the other end, which ultimately kind of saw their downfall in this one.
Yeah, and Arizona State again now 2-6 in Big 12 play and losing to number 3 Iowa State. Obviously a game they weren't favored in, but that just bleakens their chances at potentially making a push to the NCAA tournament even more. But they have some chance to right their wrongs on Tuesday against Colorado and then back here at home next Saturday against U of A. What do you want to see ASU do to kind of improve and sort of fine-tune the little things?
Well, it's a big week for ASU coming up, right? You're used to playing a lot of these new conference opponents in the Big 12, but you got a couple of familiar faces coming up, going away to Colorado, the team that you beat earlier in conference play, and that was a big win for them, a 20-point win in that one. And then you play the rival down south here at DFA on Saturday, Arizona. Both those games are games that ASU can really take advantage of after taking a lot of positives away from today when it comes to shooting the basketball well, moving without the ball, and especially on the defensive side of the floor, Justin. This Iowa State team leads the Big 12 Conference of points per game at 85.1 points per contest. ASU held them just 76 today, and in the first half they only had 33 points. That's well below their season average. If ASU can continue to play well on that end of the floor and bring the intensity they brought today into their games on Tuesday and then again on Saturday, they can come away with at least 1, but maybe 2 victories, and that would really harpen their chances of getting back in the Big 12 championship push as well as the NCAA tournament push, now sitting at 2-6. It's not over yet, especially in a conference that's this good as the Big 12, but you got to right the ship sooner than later, because if they're under that 500 mark in conference all season, it's going to be really hard to make a push for them to get into the tournament at the end of the season at all.
Well, thank you, Ryan, for your insight. It's going to be a big couple of weeks for Arizona State to potentially make that NCAA tournament push. So to stay locked in on all the coverage, go to DevilsDigest.com. Follow Devil's Digest on Twitter at DevilsDigest. As always, my name's Justin Lester-Tosa. That's Ryan Myers. We'll talk to you guys soon.